Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all well. Last class we discussed about separating the components of a mixer. Then we saw the different methods of separation. What are the methods? Evaporation, centrifugation, distillation, fractional distillation, chromatography, etc. Today we have to discuss about the separation of gases from the air. Separation of components of air. What is air? Air is a mixture of gases. The components of air can be separated by fractional distillation. This is one word question. The components of air can be separated by fractional distillation. Here, air is compressed by increasing the pressure. When we increase the pressure, air is compressed and air is cooled. Air is cooled by decreasing the temperature. At that time, we will get liquid air. This liquid air is then allowed to warm up slowly in a fractional distillation column. Then the different components separated different heights depending on their different boiling points. For example, the boiling point of oxygen is minus 183 degrees Celsius. The boiling point of argon is minus 180 degrees Celsius. The boiling point of nitrogen is minus 196 degrees Celsius. If we want separate oxygen from the air, we have to separate out all other gases present in the air. The air is compressed by increasing the pressure and then cooled by decreasing the temperature to get liquid air. This liquid air is allowed to warm up slowly in a fractional distillating column where gases get separated at different height depending upon their boiling points. In your textbook, page number 23, one diagram is there that is very important. How can we separate the oxygen from the air? So you should study that diagram. Next, purification of solid by crystallization. What is crystallization? Formation of crystals. Crystallization is the process of obtaining a pure solid in the form of crystals from its solution. Example, the salt we get from seawater can have many impurities in it. What is impurities? Waste. To remove these impurities, the process of crystallization is used. Crystallization is a process that separates a pure solid in the form of its crystals from a solution. Crystallization technique is better than simple evaporation techniques because some solids decompose or some like sugar may get charred on heating to dryness. Then some impurities may remain dissolved in the solution even after filtration. On evaporation, these contaminate the solid. So during crystallization, we will get pure solid. If any impurities there, that impurities will retain in the solution. Applications of crystallization. Purification of salt that we get from seawater, separation of crystals of alum from impure samples. Another one example, by crystallization we can obtain pure copper sulfate from its solution. Dissolve 5 gram of copper sulfate in minimum amount of water. Filter the solution to remove the impurities. Evaporate the solution in a china dish to get a saturated solution. Cover the solution with a filter paper and allow it to cool. That time we will get pure copper crystals, pure copper sulfate crystals. Let's see the physical and chemical changes. You know the physical properties of the matter. What are the physical properties? The matters, each matters specific color, hardness, rigidity, fluidity, density, melting point, boiling point. Now we can see the physical change and chemical change. What is physical change? Physical change that take place without altering the chemical properties of a substance. The physical change alter the size, shape, appearance and color. Example of physical change: turning a water into ice, crumbling a paper sheet, chopping of vegetables, hammering the steel sheet. Here in this all these example we can see the change in the shape, size, color of the substance, but it is no change in the chemical composition. What is chemical change? A chemical change can be understood as a type of change that involves alteration of molecular composition, which means in the chemical change take place time the molecular composition the also will change and it will form a new substance. Example: burning of camphor, burning of candlestick, souring milk. When the milk becomes sour, it will turn to curd. Digestion of food, heating sugar granules to make caramel. These are the examples of the chemical change. So chemical change brings changes in the chemical properties of matter and we get a new substance. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Next, type of pure substance. What are the type of pure substance? Pure substances are of two types. They are elements and compounds. What are two types of pure substance? Elements and compounds. First, we have to discuss about element. What is element? Element is a basic form of matter which cannot be broken down into simpler substance by chemical reactions. We can't break down into a simpler substance. Elements are of three types. They are metals, non-metals and metalloids. First, properties of metals. They have luster. They are shiny. They are malleable and ductile. It is malleable and ductile. What is malleable? Able to hammered and pressed into different shape without breaking. What is ductile means? Ductile means able to draw into a thin wire. This also without breaking. Without breaking the metal, we can make it into a one long wire. They are good conductors of heat and electricity. They can able to conduct heat and electricity. They are sonorous. Sonorous means capable of producing deep or ringing sound. Example: iron, aluminium, zinc, mercury, copper, silver, gold, etc. Then properties of non-metals. They do not have luster, which means they have no shining. They are not malleable or ductile. What is malleable? Hammered or pressed, and we can make it into different shapes, but it is impossible in the non-metals. They are poor conductors of heat and electricity. They are not sonorous. They can't produce ringing sound. Example: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, iodine, carbon, sulfur, phosphorus. Then properties of metalloids. Metalloids are elements which show some properties of metals and some properties of non-metals. Metalloids have two characters. Either Sometimes it shows metallic character, otherwise it shows non-metallic character. Example, boron, silicon and germanium. This is about the element. Element is a basic form of matter which cannot be broken down into simpler substance by chemical reactions. Second one is compound. A pure substance is made up of element and compound. Element is three types: metal, non-metal, metalloids. Next one is compound. A compound is a substance composed of two or more elements chemically combined together in a fixed ratio. Example, water, carbon dioxide, sugar, salt and sulfide. Compound means two or more elements combined to form a compound. Here we can see the difference between mixes and compounds. Example, water, carbon dioxide is there. Water, carbon dioxide is an example for compound. Water, it is the combination of hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen. Sugar, glucose molecules are there. Glucose molecules are there. Salt, sodium chloride, sodium and chloride, iron sulfide, iron and sulfur. So two or more elements are there, so they belong to compound. Now we can see the difference between the mixers and compound. Mixer, it is composed of two or more elements or compounds mixed together, that is mixer. What is compound? It is composed of two or more elements chemically combined together. Then mixer, the composition of the components is in any ratio. We can't predict that. But in compound, the composition of the components in a fixed ratio. Fixed ratio. I told you, water, H2O, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Then it will form water. Carbon dioxide, 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. There is one fixed ratio. That is an compound. Then mixer, it shows the properties of the components. But compound, it shows different properties than the components. The components can be separated by physical method. The components can be separated only by chemical method. In the components of the compound, we can be separate only by chemical method. Okay, I think this lesson over. So, dear students, next class I will conduct one weekly test. You should write the exam. You must write. All should want to write the exam. Your exam portion is first lesson and second lesson. Thank you.